It's time for the Mile High after party. And yet again, we keep partying. Ever since it's been the three of us, we just keep partying after these games because the Broncos just keep winning 11 straight. I need to check where that ranks among the Broncos all-time win streaks. But what an incredible game. In terms of just like entertainment value, probably the game of the year. I thought a great performance by so many different players. Maybe a few different problematic areas popped up too. So I think we've got a whole lot to talk about in this one. But as it stands now, the Broncos are 2 games up on the division. They're a game up plus the tiebreaker on the rest of the AFC conference. And there's only 3 games to play. Mike, let's start with you because you're in the catbird seat over there on the left. How do you feel, I guess? How do you feel right now coming off this, one of the biggest Broncos wins in the last decade?
Zach, I am riding so high right now. Now, I will say that I did pick the Broncos to win this game. I did not use the reverse jinx. So Colin Cronin, suck it, first of all. I believed, but I will say for the first time, not only do the Broncos belong, they are Super Bowl contenders, but they can win the Super Bowl with this team. They should be a Super Bowl favorite. I would also say that we can all admit that Bo Nix is the real deal. 400 or 4 touchdown passes, 300 yards, A++ game from Bo, just crazy. And hey, both of these teams look like they belong in the Super Bowl, Zach. This is the best win of the Bo Nix era, I believe. And I think it's the biggest win of the Bo Nix era. You'd have to look at some maybe AFC West games that you might consider bigger. But in this, where we sit right now with the Patriots dropping a game today, thank you very much. We can get into all that stuff later, but I feel great, Zach. I'm psyched. I'm so excited. And to all my Green Bay fans that were texting me all day, welcome to the show. And sorry for your loss.
Man, just what a freaking performance. I can't get over it. The chat is going absolutely bonkers. Thank you, everybody, for commenting. Please like the stream wherever you're watching to support the show. It means a lot to all of us. David, where are you at right now coming off that win? And then I want to unpack some of what Mike just threw out there. But first, where are you at?
Yes, all hail Lucifer. All hail Lucifer. You know, we're the best team in the NFL, baby. We're amazing. Bo Nix. Hey, we won this game because of Bo Nix. How about that? We start off giving the ball away. RJ Harvey, man, what's going on? With previous teams, it just would have spun off after that, man. But this team rallied. They stuck with it. We were down, I think, as much as 9-10 points at some point during the game. But Bo Nix was dealing. The defense made the right plays in the second half. But right now, like, this is a special year. Don't take this for granted, guys. We have a shot to win the Super Bowl this year, and we proved it again with this win and how we got it done. Man, I'm elated. I'm so excited. Zach, what do you think about today's win?
I'm ecstatic. And, you know, I don't know if I go quite as far as the biggest win of the Bo Nix era. We'll debate that in 1 second. Yeah. But I think this is the best performance of the Bo Nix era. I think it's if we want to just go into the Bo Nix of it all, the most important performance of the Bo Nix era. I feel like I eat grass. The user, I'm not saying that I feel that way. The username says, man, I feel good. And I feel great right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely over the moon. There's so many chats. I'm going to go back to trying to keep up with them in a second once I get done talking. But this is such a meaningful win for this franchise. They clinch up the playoffs with it. And I kind of opened the show with it, but they are now in the catbird seat going forward. They are in prime position to be the number 1 seed in the AFC with the Patriots dropping that game to the Bills today. Here's how I framed it. And I tweeted this out, but I'll say it again here on the show. if the Broncos can beat Gardner Minshew on Christmas, right? That is an assumption. You don't want to count chickens before they hatch. But if they can beat Gardner Minshew, they have to win just one of the other two games against a beat up Chargers team, against up and down, but looking pretty damn hot right now, Jaguars team, and they're guaranteed the 1 seed. Doesn't matter what the Patriots do or the Jaguar or whoever else. If the Broncos just beat Gardner Minshew and then one of the other two, 1 seed right there. The bye week and the playoffs go through Denver. And man, just beating a team like this and in the fashion like this, it is a declaration to the rest of the NFL, to all the national media who's been doubting this team all season long, that's been doubting Bo Nix all season long, that this team's as scary as anyone. I think if they were to line up with the Rams in the Super Bowl right now, Rams would probably deserve to be favored. But man, you just went up against one of the NFC's top powers and beat them by 8. Like, this is it's going to unfortunately go down as another one possession victory, but
that's so true.
As close as it possibly could have been to being more. They had opportunities to try long field goals late and whatnot. But let's circle back to what Mike said, because it was something I wanted to hit on. Is this the biggest Broncos win of the Bo Nix era? And you know what? Mark Sanchez wasn't pulling off any wild wins. If we're saying of the Bo Nix era, we mean of the post-Peyton Manning era. Is this the best Broncos win of the post-Manning era? Let's start with you this time, David.
Oh, man, that's tough. The Chiefs game meant a lot. But I love, we haven't won these games, scoring a lot of points. And that's what we did today, man. Bo was just dealing. So I think if you're comparing it to it looking like what it did throughout most of those Manning year games, right? This was probably as close as we've gotten when it comes to seeing the offense really do their part, right? And then some. So in terms of a legacy game, knowing you can win these high scoring games like this, I would say, yeah. I don't know if this is the most satisfying win when it comes to our divisional opponents, right? Or the fourth quarter comebacks, but this might have been Bo's best game and probably our best offensive game against a worthy opponent, in which, dude, our offense was just dealing against a very good defense, man. And everybody stepped up. Sutton, Troy Franklin, freaking Bandy, Lil Jordan Humphrey, man. These guys are coming down with catches, man. He elevated people today. Everybody got involved. I thought Sean Payton called a good game from the offensive side. So, sorry, a little long-winded.
No.
I don't know if this is my favorite one, but in terms of the offensive side of the ball, looking the way you want it to look with a franchise quarterback, this is definitely the game that you can point to and say Bo Nix took another step playing this game.
I agree. I think there were some real steps taken in this one from Bo Nix, and we're definitely going to get into that in our improvement meter.
Yes.
Mike, you already staked your claim that you think this is the biggest win. I'm going with the Chiefs win earlier this year. That is what started the end of the dynasty. Today was, or the end, this lull in the dynasty at the very least. Maybe they started back up next year. But right now, what started the end of the dynasty was that Broncos win that made it all but impossible for the Chiefs to win the division. That was the first nail in the coffin. And then today, there were a couple more, one of which was unexpected. I think we'll probably maybe towards the close of the show get into the Mahomes of it all, because that is a huge bit of Broncos news. Honestly, it's going to have a big impact the rest of this year and next. Man, can anyone beat the Broncos? I've never seen the chat this on fire, not only in terms of comments, but everyone's just at an 11 right now. And I love it. This is just one comment from Eli Betts. Shout out to you, Eli. But saying, can anyone beat the Broncos in Denver? There's a million comments where this is the vibe. Everyone's doing the Howard Dean scream right now. And I absolutely love it. What a heavyweight fight, says David Youngkin. I'm sorry, everybody. I'll go back to trying to keep up with the comments in a second, but there's just too many flowing in.
If we get home field, Zach, we're going to the Super Bowl. That's how I feel about how we're playing at home, right?
I feel the same way. I think only Buffalo, and I'm not saying they would. I think only Buffalo can come into Denver and beat the Broncos in the playoffs. They're the only team with enough firepower, in my opinion, to do it. Anyone else, like the Texans, I think are a really scary matchup for everyone. I think the Broncos match up great with them because the pass rush can really exploit Houston's offensive line problems. These are conversations for later, though. We've got an amazing game to talk about right now. Mike, do you have a rebuttal to our thoughts on, is this the biggest win of the Bo Nix era?
You know what? I think it's two different things, and I agree with what you're saying. I think the Chiefs win definitely turned a corner, and because it had been so long, it was so impressive in that way. But as far as like the big picture overall stuff, this was a Super Bowl. So I guess let me back up 1 second. The Chiefs aren't exactly the Chiefs this year, right? They were struggling when we beat them. They're still struggling. So that it doesn't wash away the joy of beating the Chiefs at all. What I'm saying is that this is a Packers team that looks like kind of a powerhouse team lately, rushing their way, MVP candidate and all, with Jordan Love on their way to the Super Bowl. And we're the fraud team. And what we did is we matched them toe to toe. Bo Nix outplayed their little darling Jordan Love, and we kind of beat the pants off of them. And I guess in that way, to me, this is the most satisfying win. I think it's because maybe because I just want the national narrative to recognize it. Maybe it's just selfishly, I'm like, in your face, Benjamin Solak, in your face, everybody else. The Broncos are real. We're as good or better than every team out there. And so for me, this seems bigger, especially with the Patriots losing today, Zach. That's huge. Like, we established ourselves. The Patriots came up against a resurging Buffalo team that you just mentioned. And I like the Buffalo Bills. I love Josh Allen. I love how they don't give up. Well, guess what? The Broncos have the same thing. We do not quit. There is no quit in this Broncos team. After you come back from 33 points in the fourth quarter, you believe you can do anything. And this team believes that Bo Nix can do anything. This was a big statement win. You know what? I am going to stand by what I said. This is the biggest win of Bo Nix's career. There was a lot at stake here.
I like you standing on it. There was a comment right here when I was just clicking through all of them. Let me see if I can find it again. But someone said, here, this is the biggest win for the non-believers. And I think that's true. I think this was it's not a primetime game, but it was pretty close to an island game. Where
the whole country was watching this. Pretty much.
The Rams-Lions game probably also has a lot of eyeballs, but this was like the game of the week. If you were listening to any national previews of this week, everyone was circling this matchup as the game of the weekend. I think you had a lot of eyes on this, especially a lot of eyes in like the trendy like national football media, for lack of a better term, like the big ESPN voices and the big voices at The Athletic or The Ringer or wherever else. We're all keyed in on this game live, and I think it's going to be hard to look past the Broncos team after this performance, because you got everything I think you needed to see to believe in this team as a legit contender. The defense can't keep doing what it did in the first half. Like, they allowed 4.6 yards per play, or not yards per play, excuse me, points per drive, 4.6 points per drive over the Packers' first 5 drives of the game. That was like the first half of the game, plus, that opening drive in the second half. Unacceptable. Like, you cannot play defense that way and find success. Like, that is by far worse than the NFL if it was kept up over a long sample. 2.9 something is currently worse than the NFL. So 4.6 is absurd. lockdown, ridiculously like they're probably under a point per drive in the second half. So that's great. If you get that, I'm gonna go back to my original point because I'm all over the place. I'm amped, y'all.
You're amped.
But my
I love
point
it.
being,
Loves
my point
Lance.
being, you saw the defense lock down a great Packers offense. They phoned it in for the first half, but you at least saw a half of dominant defensive performance that that's still in there somewhere. And hopefully they can do it for a whole game instead of a half come the playoffs, really come next week.
Yes.
And then the offense, like RJ Harvey, we'll talk about the rib injury some later. He built on that Raiders game. It's not perfect. I'm not saying he's J.K. Dobbins or that I don't miss Dobbins anymore at all, but I think what we saw today proved that the Raiders game wasn't just like some one-off fluke. It wasn't a mirage. The game is slowing down for him some, and he is a more reliable runner now than he was 2 weeks ago. And then Bo Nix, of course. And let's get into the Bo Nix of it all. Now, I think that's the story of the frickin' game. Bo Nix.
Claims.
I mean, I don't even know what question to ask because it's like, God, he was such a baller. What did Bo Nix beat Jordan Love at his own game? I mean, he averaged darn near 10 yards per attempt, explosives downfield, mitigated sacks better than Jordan Love. He was running all over the pocket back there. Finishes the game with, does anyone have his final stat line right in front of
Look,
him?
it wasn't even close,
Yes.
Zach. Jordan Love ended up barely eking out 50% of his passes, 24 for 40, 276 yards, one
He was
touchdown,
awful in the second half.
2 picks, and 3 sacks with a 68.3 rating. And I'll compare that to Bo's 23 of 34.
Splits, sorry, really quick. His
His
halftime
halftime
splits must be
splits are
insane
crazy.
because he had his career record, or career best
In the first
most
half.
passing yards in a first half with like 250. Yeah, he had like 250 in the first half. He finishes with 276. This defense in the second half was unfreaking real. And they might have pitched a shutout in the second half if not for the PI called on Riley Moss, which
was
get into. But
complete crap.
good
Yeah.
Lord, Bo Nix. I mean, yeah, we're
4
Mike
touchdowns,
complaining about him.
134.8 rating, 4 touchdowns, no picks. So yeah, not close.
23 of 34, 302 yards. And it was good all game long. Like he opened up 10 of 11 with like 2 touchdowns. And it was the difficulty too. I mean, I know I highlighted this last week, or I've been highlighting this a lot because he's been playing so well. These aren't like the Falcons game. Broncos country was so excited about the Falcons game. And it was like, I don't know how great that was. It was a lot of screen passes going for 50 yards. This man, like the touchdown he throws to Troy Franklin between the two, like that's bonk. Like the awesome throws all game long. The little Jordan Humphrey touchdown he throws between 3 Packers. I don't know if that was the best decision, but goddamn, what a throw, Bo. He's balling out right now. And you know, if he can, and we're at a point now where he's stacking weeks in a row. If he can continue to maintain this team is so darn scary. Where are you at with Bo Nix, David?
Dude, I'm trying to think of like what my favorite throw was today because there were so many of them, man. And even some that didn't go for long yardages, like that drive in the third quarter, man, like that throw to Mims that went for like 9 yards. That was just really impressive to change the arm angle, to get it to him, to hold the defender. His downfield accuracy and the timing with the throws, man. That's what I love is that every ball that he's throwing, it is so catchable. And we saw guys come down with some of them, they were easy throws or to catch. Other ones that are a little bit more difficult, but Cortland Sutton was catching everything down the field on third down, fourth down, whatever it was. Troy Franklin, man, really stepped up with Pat Bryant being out. You know, he should have had another touchdown, right? Because that was clear as day. He was not tackled. You could tell from just watching the TV broadcast that he rolled on the defender and didn't hit the turf. But he was playing really physical, man. The play designs downfield were great. And again, just Bo, you know, a couple decisions that were meh, you know, but we got away with them. Sometimes you need that. And again, his downfield accuracy the connection with him and Sutton. Sutton's on pace for another 1,000-yard season. How about that? He was great, and
He was
just getting the
awesome.
ball out of his hands, man. It was I don't know. I don't know what the numbers are, Zach, of putting him under center more, but
It's been amazing.
But we've seen the difference in putting him under center more. His mechanics are so much better. His decision making, his rhythm. You noticed when we were going a lot more shotgun, it seemed like, or at least in those moments where we couldn't get the play call in the fourth quarter, trying to ice this game. We're going shotgun, just nothing seemed to be going right. But getting him under center, I think, has been so crucial to his development.
I'm trying to see if I can get the under center splits up really quick. But yeah, ever since they've started doing that more, it has been game changing. Gosh. Which filter is this? Okay, I'll
David, yeah, you look for it, Zach. David, you hit it on the head, man. I mean, the play action, just waiting for that to start coming around, I think is the next step in the development. We're still developing Bo Nix. He's still in his second year. By the way, this win puts him in second place all time for most wins in a quarterback's first 2 years, I believe. And so good on that. But yeah, this is just the next, we're just getting started with Bo. We're just building who's ramping up at just the right time, for the playoffs. And how can you not watch how we were talking about his footwork, and we were talking about how jittery he looked in the pocket. Have you guys seen anything like that in the last 3 weeks? I haven't. He looks like a very good professional quarterback now, and he was slinging it tonight, man. It was great to see.
Ripping the ball. I mean, high difficulty throws. Just
the one to Cortland over the head in the end zone. Let's not forget that throw. That was a dime, man, and a great catch by Court.
The big fourth down. The big fourth down was a hell of a throw. Yeah, the touchdown was a great throw and a great catch by Cortland. I mean, he got a lot of, honestly, it was only for a 4th and 1, and then they ended up blowing the 4th and 1 at the end of the game. But that scramble where he's dead to rights, it looks like he has to throw it away. That would, give Green Bay an extra 40 seconds to work with. He makes the defender miss somehow, pulls a Houdini act, and dives forward to where at least, hey, do we go for it here? Do we kick a field goal here as a conversation? I think the Broncos made some questionable decisions there, but just I'm running out of what more I want to see from Bo Nix. He keeps checking off boxes. Now it's just maintain it, keep doing this, keep building on it. We're now going on a month where I trust Bo Nix to come through, and not just in the fourth quarter. A month or two ago, I was like, all right, in the fourth quarter, we got to keep it close, because in the fourth quarter, Bo will come alive. Over the last month, it's just been gosh, defense isn't showing up today, but that's okay. Bo's dealing right now. Just needs to buy us some time. And anything else you guys want to add on?
I got to get this off before I forget it. Bo Nix, I think it's either 8 or 9 fourth quarter comebacks throughout his career so far, something that. I think it might be 5 this year, so maybe it is 8. Drake May's still looking for his first, and all that to say, man, this Denver team does not blow 21-point leads. They do not do that, man. So again, New England is not battle tested the way that we are right now. I think that we're definitely in the position to be the favorites, to be in the driver's seat when it comes to taking care of the AFC, with, of course, a big kind of caveat to Buffalo, just because they've been through it so much. But Bo is that guy, man. This team has all the things you want to see out of a Super Bowl winning team. And we got the shot to get there in only 2 games now. We've clinched the playoffs. Let's seal it over these the next couple weeks.
I'm so happy. Really think about that. If they beat the Jags next week, Christmas Day against Gardner Minshew is for the 1 seed.
And then we're resting.
I know. Dude, that's true. That is bonkers, man. That is bonkers.
Bo Nix has 6 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes of the half this season.
That's
leading
ridiculous.
the league. Like, give him
He's been
2
great at
minutes
the
and he'll
first
get you
half.
a touchdown.
He's been great at the end of the first half too.
Yep.
Gosh, man, thank you to everyone in the chat. You guys are blowing it up. Like the stream. No, I said it before, but
Oh,
we've got more and
I
more.
got a
and more people
typo.
in here.
I always put a typo in my
Just
score. There we
okay.
go. Thank you,
I'll get back to the
commenters.
Yes, I'll get into the comments in a second. I appreciate you guys. You guys are going freaking bonkers in there. Okay. Might kind of hit on something along these lines with is this the biggest win? Was that Pat Surtain interception the biggest play of the Broncos season so far? Because on that play, this game changed on a dime. Let me bring you back. Right, the Packers drive down at the end of the half, score. They start off with the ball in the second half, drive down, score. Broncos get the ball 3 and out. Excuse me. Packers get the ball back, and then Pat Surtain makes a crazy diving, leaping interception downfield to get the ball back. Christian Watson exits the game. I think that definitely hurt Green Bay's offense going forward. It gave the Broncos a spark of life on offense and just in general. I'm trying to find there were so many good comments I started, but PS2 is an actual legend. We had, here from David Youngkin. With that interception, PS2 changed the momentum of the game. And for all the Moss haters, he also got an interception. Couldn't say it better myself, David Youngkin. Is this, and I think there's some other ones in the mix, but was that PS2 interception the biggest play of the Broncos season so far?
Wow. Did you say David or me?
Let's go with you, Mike.
Gosh, look at David thinking So David's face is how my brain is right now.
Yeah,
like
I'm
trying. Like that's what I look like on the inside.
The Benito one is the one that comes to mind for me. His deflection against Mariota. Now that's just much smaller stakes. That or the Jaquan McMillan sack on Mahomes where he comes like flying through the air.
Oh yeah.
In the fourth quarter. I think those are the other two that come to mind for me. I might be missing one.
So that's the one I was struggling with, Zach. I would say probably the Jaquan sack. Because of what it meant and what it did. I mean, game winner right there, ball game. But it's weird that I call this the biggest win and and then I call a play out of a different game. So I'm going to kind of agree with you. That this game was looking like we were going to lose right then, and it turned on a dime. And did they score after that?
Yeah. I think
the Packers score. The Packers score after
that? I think they answered with that late field goal drive.
Field goal.
Yeah.
But we scored. We scored, and that was a huge play. That's a tough question to answer. David, you can answer it.
I gotta say first, man, why am I blanking on the Packers coach name? Matt
LaFleur.
Matt LaFleur, dude, this guy is such a dummy, man. You got the ball after a 3 and out. And Josh Jacobs playing out of his mind like he does every single game against the Broncos, making a career best catch, having an amazing run after a bad Riley Moss PI call that, we get every single game. But nonetheless, Josh Jacobs is torching us. You got the opportunity, man, to go up double digits on us in the first play. You're calling is a one-on-one shot targeted at PS2. Why even risk that, man? Your offense was cooking us. They had it punted the entire game. Like you said, Zach, they were scoring 4 points per drive. I think they were averaging close to 9 yards per play before that. It changed the whole momentum of the game. The defense understood, okay, yeah, we can stop these guys. They're not as good as we're making them look. It was, and then you drove down with Bo Nix, and this is what franchise quarterbacks do. That got the it factor. They make you pay. We don't just settle for 3 like they did off of our turnover. Man, we went and got 7, and that was huge. But also, man, like the coaching decisions between Matt LaFleur and Sean Payton, man, that was crazy. But I don't understand, dude, why you would even try and test PS2 with how the game was going. It absolutely flipped the entire energy of the game.
It was, man, yeah. I don't know if they win this game without the interception. I think they probably don't. And it was perfect. Like, this team has been dying for takeaways.
Yes.
I feel like PS2's had a quieter season than he did last year, obviously, when he won Defensive Player of the Year. And him coming through in that moment just felt so poetic and like a hard play too. That wasn't, Jordan Love threw up a meatball, whatever, and Surtain was there. Like, that was, if he doesn't make that play, it's maybe a 50, 60-yard completion or whatever, and he had to lay out for it. Just took it from Watson, just was the better receiver on that play. And Christian Watson's been one of the best receivers in the NFL over the last month or so. So I thought that play just absolutely ruled. Okay, I've got a few other topics. Let's go to another positive topic. The Broncos' weapons. Where are we at with how RJ Harvey, Troy Franklin, and Cortland Sutton showed out today? Because I was worried when they didn't have Pat Bryant for this one. And obviously no J.K. Dobbins for a while now. And, RJ Harvey, the fumble really hurt. I don't think his yards per carry average was all that good. I was happy with what we saw from him today. And then Cortland Sutton and Troy Franklin were awesome. Like, this, I think, was Sutton's best game of the year. It was far and away Troy Franklin's best game of the year. Sutton just, especially in the first half, like, he took over the game and like spearheaded those couple drives for the Broncos. I am just, and a lot of his catches were tough grabs. Franklin too. Franklin had such a good game today that Tony Romo was complimenting about how he's so great at making tough catches at the catch point. I'm sorry. I can tell you have not been studying Troy Franklin until this moment. Today, is that true that he's doing a great job spearing the ball, Jim? Yes, that's true today. Talking like that is Troy Franklin's career is crackpot. That is absolutely insane. So I was just thrilled with the weapons. How do you guys feel about Bo Nix's support today? Let's start with you, David.
Dude, he makes guys like Michael Bandy, Lil Jordan Humphrey look good, man. I mean,
they came through.
Yeah, Lil Jordan Humphrey came through with some big catches, some big blocks as well. Michael Bandy caught, I think, his one target. Not to say,
Touchdown.
I mean, this, I said it in the comments. I mean, this is a multi-score blowout if we have A.T. Perry suited up. But hey, Lil Jordan Humphrey, he did his job, man. The weapons, the guys replacing the guys that we had hurt, they didn't let us down today. And Bo Nix, good quarterbacks elevate these guys. And Michael Bandy, man, that was huge. Lil Jordan Humphrey, huge. I wonder if the Green Bay defense started to get pretty nervous when we got like our fourth, fifth, sixth weapons just cooking them for touchdowns. And then in the second half, we had Court, start going. Troy was coming down with some stuff. But I just love the distribution of the football, man. I love offenses that operate like this. It's not just feeding one guy, it really does, everybody's saying in the comments, it really does make you have that Manning era type feel this game did.
You got Sam Heald in the comments saying Bo Nix is the greatest quarterback in the history of the Broncos. I love how much
Sam
is on the collective chip of Broncos country right now. Like, it is, man, even after the Chiefs wins, even after whatever, I haven't seen the fan base get to puff out their chest to this degree. I'm giddy seeing you guys light up the chats like this. I kind of agree with D-Brox. Great Troy game, but I need to see more. I do too. I also want to highlight what our Sheba is saying here. I hope I'm saying that right. With Troy's only 22, I still think he can be great. And there is development that needs to be done there. I think the start of the season was so promising, and he's had a bit of a lull here for the last month or so. That's been a little disappointing, but he is a really talented athlete. And I think a fair amount of his problems are his frame and just being like a slender, skinnier guy. Like, it's going to be harder to win in those contested moments. he noticeably bulked up and got bigger from last year to this year. Him still being 22, I think it is realistic that, he can still continue to bulk up, add some more muscle onto his body. I think you look at his frame too, and it looks like he can fill it out. It doesn't look like, that body can't support anymore or anything
He's
like
showing
that.
so much more strength than he did last year.
Totally. And I don't think he's maxed out, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. So I'm just, I think the future is really, really bright for him. I want to see them add some more around Bo. Like, you need some more running backs, tight end. Obviously, I was watching the Packers today and I'm like, do they have 4 tight ends better than any Broncos tight end? Like Kraft, who obviously isn't playing, Musgrave, Wiley, Fitzpatrick was blocking better than I've seen Troutman block all season long. I was like, God damn, can we get a couple good tight ends? Like, it seems like every team the Broncos play has 4 tight ends that would start over everyone but like maybe Evan Ingram. But I love what we saw from those receivers today. RJ Harvey left the game early with a rib issue. I think that's something to watch going forward. It might have been a thing where they felt the game was out of reach and they could salt it away, doing other things. They clearly trusted their defense a lot with those funky 4th down decisions. But definitely worried about that. I think if you go from RJ Harvey to like Tyler Bidet and Jaleel McLaughlin leading this run game, it gets pretty dismal pretty quick. Anything else you guys want to add on the weapons here? I'm sorry, there's just so much to talk about in this game. I hope I'm not cutting off any of your points.
No, man, we love it. I love hearing your stuff. We David and I actually did a show on the Broncos weapons last week, right, David? And we specifically we kind of came up with that Bo does have the weapons he needs to go all the way. Now, yeah, we need a tight end. Obviously, we only had one target for Ingram tonight, or at least 1 catch. I don't know how many targets he had.
3.
3 targets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, 3 targets. There it is. He's got 1 catch for 12 yards. So it's definitely an underused position on the Broncos right now. But let me read some average yards per catch. Cortland Sutton 16, Troy Franklin 14.2, Little Jordan Humphreys 14. 20 for Bandy, 12 for Ingram. The running game, now that rib injury is a little concerning, but we did come to the conclusion that, you know what, RJ Harvey can carry this load, and he proved that tonight. He only got 19 carries, so he didn't get his chance to really break one, but he got the tough yards when we needed it. His hands are just way better than I thought. I mean, he just catches everything. I think the weapons are we're in a pretty good spot here, Zach. I don't really see, like, we don't have a room that just completely sucks. I'd like
the Chiefs, like the Chiefs weapons, dude. Those guys suck, man. Let's be honest.
Man, Rashee Rice got killed a couple times today.
Well, yeah, Mahomes just throwing hospital balls week after week after week, man.
Yeah, man, Mahomes. There's a lot we got to. I got to get us back to Mahomes here shortly, but first we got a super chat. I don't know which of our streams he's watching, but he says tomorrow we will hear ESPN say they are the worst 12-2 team in the league. I was joking in one of my group chats, like, I can't wait to turn on the Athletic Football Show after this and hear how Bo Nix outdueled Jordan Love, but not in terms of aesthetics. In terms of aesthetics, Jordan Love was still better, guys. And at a point, I don't care about aesthetics. I care about driving my team down the field and scoring points and winning football games.
Zach, I gotta say this, man.
Please do.
I love the way in which Bo Nix was playing the quarterback position. Dude, I was getting so frustrated watching Jordan Love, man. That guy capitalizes on bad habits, man. I hate it. The
fadeaways are crazy.
Dude, it gives you shades of Jay Cutler. Maybe that's why I'm not the biggest fan of Mahomes' game, in addition to him playing for the Chiefs. Because, man, when you just continue to play with fire and have bad mechanics and do things that you shouldn't do, eventually it will come up and bite you in the butt, man. But it was frustrating seeing him throw those fadeaways, man.
And I'll also say, just you brought up Bo, and we were talking about it reminded me. I think this game was huge for Bo because his Achilles heel this season. He's had a few issues, but one of the big ones has been zone coverage. Like the man splits versus zone coverage splits have been so dramatic. That was a big talking point all week because the Packers have a really good defense and B, one of the best like zone heavy defenses in the league. And they operate that system very, very well. There's a reason their DC Jeff Hafley is getting head coaching buzz. Like, and even despite today, he's going to keep getting that buzz. Man, the Broncos just diced him up, and I just has me feeling so darn good about Bo Nix and what he has to offer here. Mike, anything you want to add on that before I take us to our next topic here?
No, man. I think we did a great job covering that. Are we going to talk about the defense at all tonight?
Oh, trust me.
I would like to. Okay.
We will. Let's do that right now. What is the defense falling off? What's our concern level on the defense? I think they've had really bad stretches in each of the past at least 3 weeks. I think Chiefs, they were pretty shut down all throughout, but Commanders game was straight up bad. Raiders game started out bad. That first drive, they just knifed right through them. And then this game, the first half was dreadful. Of course, you look at last season, Vance Joseph's defense really struggled down the final 4, 5, 6 games of the season. And honestly, and into the playoffs. How worried are we about this Vance Joseph defense that, as excited I am about what the offense showed us today, this team's identity still needs to be, we've got an elite defense. How worried are we about that, David?
Honestly, right now, I would put it on a scale from 1 to 10. I'd put it right about a 5. Like, I was expecting a much better defensive performance today. And I know Green Bay has a lot of they have a lot of really good weapons, right? Maybe not necessarily household names, right? But they have a lot of great weapons. But I just felt like, man, we made things way too easy for them. And I'm not a coaching guru or anything, right? But I think we got a lot of great guys who play good man coverage. And it just seemed like we were giving Jordan Love a lot of the time. Maybe this is credit to Matt LaFleur. But a lot of times he was just able to get rid of it with his first read, And that can't happen against playoff teams, man. We need to make things a little bit more difficult, for them. So 3 sacks. It's great that we got, I think, 2 on those final couple drives. So that, that's nice to see it showed up when we needed the most. But, I am a little concerned, especially with kind of how we play down the stretch. We can't have our defense lay a goose egg once the playoffs hit like they did last year.
And the Packers are a good offense and Jordan Love's a good quarterback who can, make things hard on the defense. Guess who's waiting for you in the playoffs? Freaking Drake May, who might win MVP this year. Josh Allen, who might win MVP this year. Justin Herbert, who is single-handedly and pun intended, because he's only got one hand to work with, carrying the Chargers to 10-4. There's going to be, similar passing attacks to this Packers one, even if the Packers are tops in the league, which they are. There's going to be other passing attacks that can burn you. And I think if the Broncos keep playing like this, keep playing like they did at the start of the Raiders game, like they did all game against the Commanders, they might get torched. Mike, where is your worry level at with this defense?
Man, if you would have asked me at halftime what my worry level was with this defense out of 10, I would have said 9.9. The wide receivers were wide open all over the field. Love was I don't remember what exactly he was, but he was really close to being perfect in the first half. 250 yards through the air, his best game ever. You've got Josh Jacobs scoring his longest touchdown of the season. Here we go. Everybody's getting their get right game against the Broncos defense. And at halftime, though, here comes VJ. He does it again. Why don't I trust him? He comes out, flips the script, and takes it to him. Zach, the Packers scored 26 points against us today. The Commanders scored 26 points against us. So, it's the Giants was the worst of them all. We let them score 32 points. I think that was the most scored against this team all year. But other than that, as much as I want to complain about this defense, Texans 15, Raiders 7, Chiefs 19, aforementioned Commanders 26, Raiders 17, Packers 26. We won all those games. It's a team game. He's obviously playing. He's got Alex Singleton out there, which we know is an Achilles heel for this team, and he's covering that stuff up somehow. As much as I want to bag on him, I'm like a 5. I'm with David. I'm worried.
No,
I know that a team could light us up, but so far, what is it? 11 straight, guys? Help me.
Yeah.
11 straight times they've held them up just enough that we have won the game. So I don't like the trend of how every time, and I said this last week and the week before, every time we go down and score that quick touchdown where we look like we're about to take control, we let them march right down for a touchdown. It's a weird little trend. I have someone doing a study on that for the whole season to see if there's any truth to this magic mumbo jumbo shit I'm pulling out. But it feels like there's something to that. But Zach, I got to hand it to him. Like, it was a completely, the switch got flipped. I can't wait to see the splits on this game. An amazing performance in the second half. And like you said, probably in some ways spurred by that incredible interception by PS2, who, thank God, was not out for the game early in the game. When we saw him laying on the ground, it was like, oh no, not this guy again. So I'm like a 5, but it's hard to sitting here the best team in the NFL with the best record. It's hard to complain.
It's awesome. Now, one thing I want to hit on also with this defense is that linebacker situation, because Singleton was a bit of a glaring weakness in this one. We're coming off a week where Peyton and Vance Joseph didn't really elaborate on why the pitch count is still happening, but they did talk about how Greenlaw is still on a pitch count. As we near the playoffs, that needs to end. I know Josh Jacobs dunked on him for that touchdown reception. It is clear Greenlaw, like in the run game, as a passer, like any aspect of the position, Greenlaw is miles better. And even that touchdown reception by Jacobs.
Perfect coverage.
Exactly. If my linebacker is making the running back or the tight end or whoever they're matched up with make that level of catch to get the reception on them, I'll live with it. Because they're going to catch 10% of those balls, and that 10% is frustrating, but you live with it. Because perfect position. He got his arm in between the darn thing. Jacobs isn't even a damn receiving running back. I don't know what the hell happened on that play, but it is so clear that, like, when a good OC, if it like Shane Steichen back in week 2, same thing. Matt LaFleur this week, Cliff Kingsbury with the Commanders. Anytime a good offensive coordinator goes up against this Broncos defense, it's so obvious what their game plan is. Fucking circle 49, go at that guy every single drop back. And like at a point, like, great story this year. Awesome. He's been a great Bronco. He's a captain in the locker room. Notice how all the compliments are not about what's on the football field. And like at a point, good Lord, I just like, he's the, I don't want to say everything I'm thinking, but he's not I think he's the biggest problem on the team.
He's the Achilles heel of the defense. But the fact that, back to your Greenlaw point, you're right, Zach. I mean, if Josh Jacobs is going to make the highlight catch of his career, and what that literally was, there's nothing you can do about that. But this is a position, and after the season, we'll certainly be talking about this, but he's obviously the best player in that position that we have on the team right now. And Sternad was out with a knee injury or whatever. So we'll have to check on that. I mean, there's just really no place else to go right now.
It's troubling. Yeah, it's time for Greenlaw to dial it up, man. I was on our KOA pregame show today. I'll get a little shameless plug in. Everybody, every Sunday, 8 a.m. Every Sunday when they've got a 2:00 game, just about every Sunday I'm doing it, but every Sunday 2:00 game, find me on KOA 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. doing a little Broncos preview. I was talking with Ben today, and we talked about the Dre Greenlaw thing, And from his reporting, he's believing that they're keeping their cards close to the vest a little bit with Greenlaw as they get closer to the playoffs, and they're saving that extra gear, is his belief. Awesome. I'm glad you're getting away with it right now. I'm kind of ready to put the flush down on the table. You know what I mean? Like, let's I don't know how much longer we want to hide it, but hopefully it's that, and not like, hopefully it's a choice and not a limitation with his health or his mental understanding of the defense or whatever else.
He didn't get that break today though, because when Sternad went out, I think the pitch count went out the window. Well, he was. We'll have to check the snap counts, but it looked like he was out there most of this game. So hopefully it is more of them just saving him and being cautious. But I agree with you, Zach. We got the Jaguars coming to town. That's a team we want to beat. We're not holding him out until the AFC Championship game, or maybe we don't get there. You're right. Let's unleash that, because like you said, Singleton, he's going to be a target for these guys coming up for sure.
And yeah, man, they're so awesome. Well, before we get off the defense, one last thing I want to add. Broncos red zone defense, I think, won the game for him today. There were a few marquee matchups I was highlighting, third downs being one. How did they do on third downs, by the way? Let me I've got it handy here.
I don't think the Packers did well on third down. So
the Packers went 6 of 13, actually. So they went about as good as they normally are. The Broncos, I'd say, lost that matchup. Packers have converted about 50% on the season. Broncos are allowing just 30%. That's best defense, best offense. So that's above 40%. So that little tug of war, the Packers might have won. But the red zone defense, Packers had the second best red zone offense going into this one. Broncos, as we all know, because they say it just about every broadcast, have the best red zone defense in the league, and they were awesome. I don't know about the final possessions, but I'm trying to find the updated final red zone stats. But going into the fourth quarter, and I don't know how many red zone possessions there were after this, the Broncos opened 3 for 3, 3 red zone possessions, 3 touchdowns. I think they finished 4 for 4. The Packers get 4 red zone possessions. They get 1 touchdown. They get 3 field goals. Like that, I think this defense coming through in the red zone, especially right then, I think that was when the stat came up on screen. The Broncos were up 27-26. And it's like the Packers have had the extra red zone possession, and the Broncos are up in this game 1, and they had an explosive touchdown that came from outside the red zone. And yet still the Broncos are up by 1 in this game because the defense, when it's needed to, tightened up and held them to a Brandon McManus field goal. I think that was, outside of Bo Nix just playing out of his damn mind, I think that was one of the keys to this game. Anything else you guys want to add on the defense?
Talanoa Hufango's flying around, man.
Oh, yes. I'm glad you said it. The best play, biggest play, maybe the Surtain interception. Best play I've seen from a Bronco this year was him taking out Josh Wiley.
Yeah.
He tackled the running back with the blocker. I don't know if I've ever seen someone blow up a block that effectively, especially a defensive back. That had my jaw on the damn floor. That was such a cool play.
I loved it.
Yeah, the little fight, they're fighting before the game even started. So you knew Greenlaw and Hufanga were going to be out there throwing it around. When he did that, I thought he knocked both players out of the game too.
Yeah.
But it's just one of them. I hope he's all right. But yeah, that was an amazing play, an amazing hit. Yeah,
all right.
He's what a find for the Broncos he's been.
Oh, and I just want to give Ryan Mouse a shout out, man.
Thank you.
That interception, man, that was great. And still got to do something about him getting these phantom pass interferences half the time, man. It's clear that people are just going to target him on third down. And I don't know, man. You can have perfect coverage and still get a flag. That's what we saw today.
It's you have Tony Romo there going, and I think those quarterbacks who are announcers today, they tend to, or even wide receivers like Greg Olsen, I think they tend to have a pro offense bias more often than not on those types of judgment calls. And for him to be like, ooh, I don't know if that's pass interference. Every cornerback does that all the time. There was a little grab there, but I think that's such a perfect encapsulation of what Moss's penalty problem has been this year, where no one else is getting flagged for that, but Moss is getting flagged for it. And it just keeps compounding because now he's got the reputation and everyone's dialed in on it closer. Shout out to the guy in my mentions, by the way, who every single like Riley Moss allowed completion of the last 3 months keeps coming in my mentions and going, "Oh, look at your guy. I guess
There's your boy."
Yeah. And it's like, hey, guess what? He's a damn good quarterback and dunked on your damn face today with some great PBUs. Again, the PI we're talking about was an awesome PBU that then got undone. And then that interception was sick. One of the biggest plays of the game, one of the biggest plays of this Broncos season. Yeah, that's what Rock's shouting out here, that awesome pass breakup.
Yes.
Great game from Riley Moss. Anything else on the defense here, fellas?
Nope.
Perfect. All right, let's get into less fun talk. Injuries, I think, are going to be one of the national stories of the day today. Now, the Broncos seem to have, fared better than most. Brandon Jones missed a good hunk of this game. We'll have to see what's up with that. I already mentioned the RJ Harvey rib injury. We'll have to see what's up with that. Those seem, and I don't know anything. I missed the post-game press conferences because we're doing this show. So I am speaking from a place of ignorance. I think the Brandon Jones thing, it looked like some sort of stinger. I remember him getting up a little woozy wobbly in the first half after like some big hit. I wonder if that's maybe what it was. And then the RJ Harvey rib thing. Fortunately, they don't seem like season-ending injuries or even like they should be, like 3+ week injuries. They should be hopefully shorter absences. Other teams around the league were not so lucky today. The Green Bay Packers, I think, if not for Micah Parsons' injury, we'd be saying Christian Watson's, we'd be saying this game was maybe a Super Bowl preview. I don't feel that way anymore because I don't think like today it felt like a Super Bowl. I think the Packers team for the rest of the season, from this moment forward, is going to be a very different Packers team, especially if they're down both Parsons and Watson. And considering what those injuries looked like, I think they are going to be down both. I think that's a devastating element for them. And then, of course, the one most impactful. Actually, I'll get into the Mahomes thing in a second. Do you guys want to say anything on the Packers injuries quick before I transition into that?
Yeah, I do. I'm a huge Micah Parsons fan. That was disturbing for me. I didn't like that one bit. I still think we win the game because I'm a Broncos fan and we were going to win it anyway. I tuned into this was a weird day in the NFL. Like I tweeted this out earlier. Every time I tuned into the Chiefs and Chargers game, there was a Chief laying on the floor, on the ground, or the field, excuse me. And then, of course, there was Mahomes there. But we also, it was just that kind of day. And I was just like, man, everybody's just starting to hit harder. Everybody's getting tired. It's been a long season. Like, this is the time where injuries can really affect a team. Knock on wood. It looks like we're still relatively healthy. Mims would also be on that list. He has a stinger. But luckily, it looked like he came back in and actually made a play after that. So our biggest injury, I think, right now in my book would be Pat Bryant. I still can trying to pick, but JK's already, but that one's in the books for me. That one's I've already written him off for the season, so maybe he comes back.
He might be back Super Bowl, maybe even
we'll be in the Super
round
Bowl. Obviously, we'll be in the Super Bowl, and he'll be back for that. But what I'm saying is that like Pat not playing was kind of a surprise for me. I want him back, and just imagine with the way Bo is heating up right now, and Franklin's heating up, and Court's heating up with his best game of the season. You throw Pat Bryant back into that mix. Not knocking little Jordan Humphrey, but come on, man, Pat Bryant, let's go. Let's get him back healthy. I think we should consider the Broncos pretty lucky for their health situation. I mean, we had a McGlinchey scare with the shoulder thing or whatever too, and he goes out there and plays another good solid game. That's what you need. You need health. You need a little luck, and we've got both.
And man, you're queuing me up here. Last thing before I get to our stars of the game, I'm going to go on a little Sean Payton rant because I've got some good and I've got some bad. Because guess what, guys? You get 3 years of good injury luck in a row after, I don't know, a half decade of bad injury luck preceding it. What was the big change in the timeline right around then? Was it a new coaching staff and who brought in a new medical staff and training staff and a new practice schedule and everything? You know what? Oh, gosh darn, I think it was that. I think that was a big change. And I don't think it's just coincidence. The fact that a quarterback that came out of a goofy college offense that everyone in the nation, including myself, frankly, wrote off pre-draft to develop into this. Like, this is not what came out of the box. He's developed into this.
I love the way
Go back and watch that Seahawks game if you don't believe me.
Oh, I remember.
For how far, I know I'm talking to Joe Schmo in the audience.
Oh, okay.
But you look at how far he's come. You look at this offense shredding a damn good Packers defense led by a DC who's going to, at the very least, get head coaching interviews. And I bet a head coaching job this year. Guys, this is Sean Payton. Like, it drives me crazy. And there's bad things. Like, I hated his 4th down decisions today. He left the door open for the Packers way too long. That was mind-numbingly stupid. I know he didn't do it today, but all those freaking double passes he was doing like a month ago, like, that's mind-numbing. I'm not saying the man is perfect. He's far from it. Even as a football coach, he's far from perfect. But my goodness, guys, you look at where the Broncos are right now, 12-2 atop the conference. When did all this start training? Right? Forget the dang turnovers. They went 8-9 with Russell Wilson, and then they went 10-7 last year with still paying Russell Wilson $50 million. Now they're paying Russell Wilson $30 million to do nothing for him, and they're 12-2. Like, what? At a point, can we give the man some benefit of the doubt? And I don't mean we can't hold him to account for anything, but like, there's chats in here. Where were they? I was going through them. There's some chats in here like, man, Sean Payton sucks. And it's like, what world are you living in? This team,
remember the last coach we had? Remember the last coach we had before Sean Payton? Come on now, man. Like, we're 12-2.
Was a defensive assistant for the Jets or somebody now?
This defense is awesome, right?
Packers,
look at how it's played over like the last month or whatever. I don't think you can just be like, oh, he's coasting on VJ. Like, man, this is organizational success. The defense, like, are they the best defense in the league? Frankly, no. Like, Houston's better at this point. The Broncos defense has trailed off. I think they're still top 5, hopefully. But, like, they're not the best defense in the league. They're not the best offense in the league. They're not the best special teams in the league. They don't have, like, I love what we're seeing from Bo, but he's not like an MVP quarterback who, like Mahomes last year or Josh Allen this year, is just like single-handedly putting the team on his back and carrying him across the finish line. This is an organization pulling together, coming through in the big moments with big plays. It's coaching. Like, it just drives me crazy. Like, every week, this one, like, it's a huge, awesome win over the Packers. And I see all these people going like, man, just, if it weren't for Sean Payton, they would have won by 12. If it weren't for Sean Payton, they'd be 6-8. What are we talking about?
Our players would suck. All of a sudden, our players are playing good now, you know?
It's sustainable, too.
What?
This is sustainable.
The roster, like, it's changed a good bit, but there's a lot of players on this team as major contributors that were on the 8-9 team or even the freaking 5-12 Nathaniel Hackett team. And like, why are they so good all of a sudden? It's almost like they got coached up. It's almost like, and the defensive side too. Who built that defensive side of the staff? I mean, it's just, oh my God. Thank you guys for entertaining my rant. That's just some of it is mind numbing to me. Do you guys have any responses to me crashing?
I do. I want to build off of that. And I don't care that Sean Payton hasn't beaten Jim Harbaugh yet. It's going to happen. But Sean Payton's the best coach in the AFC West. We got the best quarterback in the AFC West. Hey, comparing them with the Chiefs, we're better at every single freaking position than the Kansas City Chiefs now are, baby. Like, this is our division. This is our division moving forward. The Chiefs are old. They can't develop. They got serious cap issues moving forward. And their quarterback, Mahomes, he is going to have to learn how to play the game differently than what he has. We've been talking about this earlier this year. Terrible to see him go down with an ACL tear, because I would love to see the Chiefs at full strength come Christmas, man. Like, that sucks. But, man, no doubt, we got the best roster in the division. We got the best coach in the division. And this is the beginning of a run, man, a special run.
David, you know what's cooler than best roster in the division? Best roster in the conference, maybe best roster in the league. I'm feeling the Broncos.
Best record in the league is better.
How about that?
Pretty sweet. No kidding. That's what really matters here.
Yeah.
This comment exchange in our live chat just made me chuckle. I maybe actually laugh out loud. So I'm going to read it. Meme bet comments. Nix makes 2 good plays a game. KCM 316 says, "Meme, you're an idiot." Which I don't know how you can come away from this one thinking Bo only makes 2 good plays a game. He diced up that Packers attack. Fellas, is there anything you want to hit on before I get us into our stars of the game?
Oh, no, I still got to rub it in, man. I'm going to go watch, Chiefs post games. I do every week after they lose games. So going to be watching that, man. Again, enjoy this Broncos country, because we went through 8-9 years of just suck. Like, cherish this year. This is a special year. We got what it takes to go all the way. And, our rivals, they can't touch us. So it feels great. I'm coming at this from, straight up fan perspective. But, man, Chiefs dynasty over. It's now for the reign of orange, baby.
I hope
you're right.
I hope you're right too. I would just like to make a personal shout out to, I just opened up my messages and the mea culpas that are flowing like tears and down my timeline here. Yeah, good game, guys. Thanks for the I don't see one you guys got lucky in here, by the way. Even the Green Bay fans who are scattered throughout the world are admitting the Broncos are the best. Love it.
Man, can't believe one of my good friends who's a Raiders fan, by the way, you talking about your messages had me reminiscing. He was getting real big chested when the Packers were up 9. And I was like, man, you lost by 31 today. You lost 31-0 to drop to 2-12. And you're having to sit in the chair and cheer on the Packers to do your job for you. Good job, man. Let's get into.
Are they tanking though, Zach? Is that what the Raiders are doing now?
If you want to tank for Kirk Cousins 2.0, man, be my guest. That was the other thing he was saying in my Raiders friend was trying to say, well, it's better that we have a high draft pick. That's better than going one and done in the playoffs like the Broncos are going to do. Hey, man, hopefully 23rd time's the charm. It's been a long time. This is the time that the draft's going to work out for you guys.
Man, we could have had JJ McCarthy, man. We could have had Michael Penix. We could have had whoever, dude. We got Bo Nix, man.
Imagine trading up for JJ McCarthy. Still in
Ben Roethlisberger won a Super Bowl his second year. Just remember that.
Russell Wilson won his second year.
But he's corny. He doesn't count.
He's corny. Yeah. Well, I think Ben might be worse than corny, but that's a different conversation. Stars of the game. Am I cutting you guys off? Is there anything else you wanted to get to before our stars? Perfect. There's a good hunk of this game where I'm like, I don't care if I go third. I'm going to just say Sutton or Bo Nix on top of whatever they say. There are enough stars now. I think with how the game ended, I've got like a list of 4 or 5 options where that's not a concern for me anymore. So I'm very curious what direction you guys take this. Who had first pick last week? I think I gave it to David, or did I give it to Mike?
Oh, no.
I think I gave it to Mike almost.
We don't care.
David, you take first pick this time. I know it's a layup. Who's the star of the game?
Dude, it's got to be Bo Nix, baby. He showed that he's better than Jordan Love.
God, it's my only one.
he showed that he's a top 10 quarterback, right? At the very least. But none of those rankings matter. What matters is that he showed again. He's our franchise quarterback, and we can go really far with him at the helm, and he's getting better every game. So when our defense isn't perfect, teams of the past, we would falter. Pat Shermer would be calling this thing, man. It was a disaster. But now we got Bo Nix. He helped us get the lead. He helped us get confident. And now we're seeing the downfield throw and start to click a little bit more. So that is freaking awesome. Bo Nix outdueled Jordan Love today. If you're going to doubt Bo Nix moving forward, think he's a fraud, you just don't know ball at this point, man.
I love it, David, and I'm with you. I think he's got to be the top star in this one. Mike, anything you want to add on Bo Nix, and then give us your star?
Man, he's he would have been my star too. Obviously, he won this game for us when the defense, wasn't able to do their thing. He was slinging it. We're seeing the best Bo Nix of his career, and it's just the beginning. So let's put to bed the sophomore slump, and let's drive to the Super Bowl. Yeah, clearly we got ourselves a quarterback there. So yeah, great call out. Shout out to David for that one.
I'm with it. And then who's your star, Mike?
You're right. Just thinking about it, Zach, you said it. Like, I feel like I'd like to let you go if that's okay, because I want the leftovers this time.
All right, I respect it,
because we've been taking them every time, and then you're like, you don't get to
That's right.
You never get Bo.
You
never get the
That's
guy.
true.
So I think it's only fair. Your show.
Look at me, I'm like Orphan Timmy or whatever. What's his name? Tiny Tim, not Orphan Timmy. Same vibe.
You're an old soul.
Here, just please, sir, can I have some more scraps? I will take something better than scraps. I'll take a damn feast, and that's what Cortland Sutton had today. Finished the day at one point. It was 6 for 85 and a touchdown, but I think he had a catch after that. Let me just make sure.
7 for 113.
7 for 113 and a touchdown. That's 16 yards a catch. So it was big plays downfield. The touchdown was awesome, obviously. But then, like that fourth down play that LaFleur foolishly challenged. When he threw the challenge, I'm like, oh my God, is that ball budging?
Right.
Nope. It's Sutton making a crazy catch. I had already said it, but the touchdown, I think that play is going to get lost in the shuffle of everything because there were so many great second half plays, and that one came in the first half. Wait, no, I'm tripping. It was in the second half. It all is a blur. But he was just amazing with his performance today. Those 113 yards. He has passed Ed McCaffrey for 5th place in Broncos franchise history in receiving yards. He's at 6,226. That puts him 26 yards ahead of Ed McCaffrey. Lionel Taylor is up next, but he's got a 650 yard lead. So that probably doesn't happen until next year. With his touchdown, Sutton gets up to 38. That puts him in sole possession of 8th place all time in franchise history. Entering this game, he was tied with Vance Johnson with 37. And then total catches, he didn't get 27 catches today. He is still at 6th after today, but one heck of a performance. He's back on pace now for this to be one of the most productive seasons of his career. I'm excited to see how he closes things out, especially if Pat Bryant remains out of the picture. Nix was awesome today and gave him every opportunity, but Sutton was a freaking baller. I loved how he played. What did you guys think about Cortland Sutton today?
Yeah, man, that was my guy. That's why I gave it to you. That was going to be my MVP. It was great to see the chemistry between Bo and Sutton paying off again. He targeted him 10 times, the most in the game. He's definitely Bo's guy. I thought that move for the touchdown, that route he ran was beautiful. So yeah, great choice. Certainly deserves, a star of the game. David?
Oh man, he looked like a number one. I guarantee you these opposing fan bases, when he torches them like he does this game, man, he sees they see him as a number one. So he was clutch. Came down with all the the tough grabs, and man, I was just so happy watching him play. Man, I'm telling you, man, I think he's already at the end of his contract a Ring of Fame guy. Yep. But we get the Super Bowl, man. This year, it's over. It's
done.
over. No
It's done.
debate. He is.
That's done.
Yeah. I honestly very well put. Those Super Bowl wins have a way of immortalizing you when it comes to Hall of Fame conversation. Like we can all talk about how like wide receiver win-loss record isn't all that meaningful, and it really isn't. But you are part of a team that reaches those extreme heights, and it matters. Again, not only for Ring of Fame, Sutton's not going to be a Hall of Famer, but for guys like a Nick Benito, and we're really early. Surtain, I think, is going to get in pretty easily, but a guy like Nick Benito, who we are early on, but maybe he has 5 more 10-sack seasons or whatever, and he's a guy who's on the border. If he has a Super Bowl ring, that is a huge, and is part of. Oh, he was part of that great 2025 Broncos defense that went all the way. Like that's the type of thing that gets you in. So there's absolutely some legacy points on the line to this season for the Broncos. It's a great point I didn't consider. Anything you want to add there on Sutton, Mike?
Nope, I'm good.
Give me your player of the game or your star of the game then.
Man, here's 3 people that deserve this. And I want to say that I want to shout them out because I've kind of bagged on one of them. Riley Moss could be one of my stars of this game, and I would feel good about it. I considered it too. Garrett Bowles and even McClinchy, 0 sacks against this team today. Again, a couple penalties earlier in the game, but another player that I have bagged on, and not as much as others, and certainly not on this show, but I don't know who's gotten more hate on this team in the last 4 months than Troy Franklin. 6 targets, 6 catches. So miss me on the drops. Okay. The guy's growing up. He's 22 years old. He's growing up right before our eyes. 85 yards, 14.2 and a touchdown. What? Wasn't it Franklin that rolled right off of the defender?
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. It's 6 for 6 for 85 and a touchdown. It should be 6 for 6 for 92 and 2 touchdowns because they were 7 or 8 yards out.
Thank you for stealing my thunder, Zach. You're always one step ahead of me as always. No, love it. I love it. Socket Wilkins. Okay, here's the thing. We've got weapons. I love the fact, David, that it is so hard to pick an MVP or a star sometimes, because what Zach said earlier, or one of you did, like the way we're winning, it is coaching. Like Sean Payton's the difference, but it's the team. Like it's team wins. The special teams even now. Like when's the last time we complained about our special teams? Solid. $5. I love this. It's so hard to pick one, and I think Troy Franklin. I'll bet you they're lifting him up and giving him big hugs in the locker room tonight. They love that kid. He still gets a little nervous, and that's why he makes those drops. He's going to be a star in this league, and he's my star tonight, guys. Loved what I saw from him.
Let's go.
Yeah. Awesome. I hope this is a confidence builder for him, because I do think like catching the ball, especially the drops and everything, it is such a mental thing, such a confidence thing. Made some tough catches in this one. Hopefully that can be a springboard for him. Excuse me. Shout out to Tantalus97 here with the super chat. I went to a Packers bar to watch this game. I've never been cussed at so much in my life. I cherished every moment. Go Broncos.
Go to a Philly game or a Raiders game.
Yeah, no kidding. I love just how braggadocious our fan base is.
Yeah.
In the chat.
Shout out to the people in the crowd at the game that had a poster that said lactose intolerant. Love that.
Wait, why? Am I stupid?
Yeah, well, you're not stupid, but it's because cheese, good cheese heads.
Oh, cheese.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Shout out Tantalus97, those super chats, man. Every one of those means so much. Can't thank you enough, guys. All you guys with your super chats. It makes a huge difference. You wouldn't believe it. So really appreciate that. Shout out to you, man.
Really
awesome.
Thank you everybody for those. And I'll also say, like, circling back to the defense really quick, because I just thought there was a funny sign I saw a Packers fan had that was like Happy Toyotathon. And for people that don't know, Jordan Love over his career has been like wildly like borderline unstoppable during Toyotathon and kind of like mediocre to maybe subpar outside of Toyotathon. He has thrown 4 interceptions total this season. He's thrown 1 since, or he's thrown 2 since the start of November. And the Broncos forced 2 in a single game today. Like, for a team that struggled to take the ball away, I think it was nice. It was a nice sign that they were able to get multiple takeaways against this Packers offense that's done such a great job protecting the ball. All right. Closing thoughts here before we wrap this thing up, fellas. Anything on your mind you want to fire?
I think we should do a Sean Payton, Bo Nix improvement meter before we get out of here.
Fair. I got into the Bo Nix of it all, but let's get into the improvement meter. Where's our improvement meter at, Mike?
Oh, I'm gonna go stock across on Sean. He did.
I think it's valid.
I think he's a great coach.
People can critique. You guys can critique Sean. My rant was not directed at y'all.
No. I don't care. You can direct your rants at me. Yeah, you can direct your rants at me. I'm going stock even on Sean. I thought he's a great coach. We're glad we have him. We're spoiled to have him, obviously, because we're nitpicking things. But as a coach, I think there was maybe a punt should have gone instead of going for it. There was just a couple of those small things, but overall, I'm going to give him props as the OC though, for letting Bo cook, and cook he did. So yeah, obviously stock up on Bo, to the moon. David, where are you at on your stock meter?
Yeah, maybe going back 2 months, had some reservation of like Bo Nix, franchise quarterback, like, can he become, so inconsistent, man? But over the last however many games, man, he's just taken, leap after leap after leap.
Mm-hmm.
So my Bo Nix meter, man, it's broken. I'm so high on Bo Nix right now. That's how I feel, man. He showed me everything I need to see in this game. And then with Sean Payton, here's the thing, man. Get feel for the game there in the fourth quarter. It made no sense to me going for 2 in the game that we were in. So the decision making and like the timeouts, the getting too cute with the play calls, so we're having to waste them. Like, I hated all that, but I will give him stock up for this. Is that how many times have we seen over the last decade when, hey, we fall down, we're in a little bit of a deficit, and we're still calling checkdowns, man. This is still a dink and dunk offense, and we're going nowhere. We're playing this thing super conservatively. I want to give Sean Payton the credit, man, for once you're falling down into that 6-0 hole, I think it was, and Sean Payton turned that thing up, man. Because I remember there was an early 3rd down and 5 where we're throwing like an escort screen, out to the left side of the field. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, you got to be throwing downfield. Dude, ever since then, Bo was throwing downfield. So I want to give Sean credit for staying aggressive. This kind of reminded me of like the Titans game to start the year, except we were actually like making the right plays.
Yeah. That I do not want to go back to that Titans game. And Bo was on today, thankfully.
Yeah, he was conservative at first, David. You're right. Like, I was a little frustrating at first, and then but remember, did you see when he came? I don't know if you guys caught that when he came out at the half and they do that stupid quick interview with the coach.
Oh yeah, and he was like, "I think we're in a good place." That's the second time this year he's called his shot.
Yeah,
and that's my point. And he's like, "I like where we're at," and I was like, I looked at my son Mikey, and I'm like, you know what? He does like where we're at, and I kind of do too, because we've proven over and over again that we're a second half team, fourth quarter team, or whatever. And when we're that close, I just start to kind of go, yeah, we got him right. I literally said the words, what the famous John Elway quote, we got him right where we want him. And, there it goes.
If you thought Sean Payton was cocky before, wait until he goes 15-2 with a second-year quarterback. My Lord.
Wait till he wins the Super Bowl.
If he wins the Super Bowl, he was going to win,
team,
No kidding.
After calling that shot before the season.
Oh my God. Yeah.
They're gonna have to redo the training facilities. They're already redoing. They have to make his office bigger, like the entrance is bigger, just to fit his big fat head through it. Because he's already the man.
Yeah, they're
Good
gonna have
on
to make
him now.
a Statue of Liberty-esque statue outside the facility for him, per his demands after all this.
There are over
I
1,000 people watching this show, Zach. Over
Yeah.
1,000 people right now, and I don't know how many likes. I can't see them, but please like the stream and leave a comment, even if it just says you suck or go Broncos. It really helps with this YouTube matrix algorithm crap. So just point your little clicker and just hit that like button. Would be super awesome. It's a free show, guys. Just like the stream.
Great way to support all of us. That's really easy. If you guys don't mind doing it, we are super grateful for it. I think that just about does it. My closing thoughts, I'll give a little win streak update. The Broncos now winning 11 straight. They're tied for second longest win streak for regular season plus playoffs with 11. And they are all alone as the third longest win streak for regular season only. At 11, gaining on that 14-game win streak from 1998. What a run. Man, it's just now we get to start talking playoffs, like especially after today. They've clinched it, of course, but the picture is starting to come into view where if the Broncos just take care of business the rest of the way, like they don't even have to be perfect, just like don't totally poop their pants. They should have the 1 seed and the AFC playoffs should run through Denver. I'm giddy. Anything you guys want to say before we get out of here?
Oh, yeah. Do not talk about this team needs to lose. What the hell are we talking? This team needs a loss before the That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, man. No, you play to win the game. You get confident and more confident as you continue to win games. Football is mental. You want to be the most confident possible, man. Guys, we're out of hell. We're out of hell. I don't want to hear any of that baloney about, man, we need a loss right now before we get to the playoffs, man. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You want to win games. Now we're saying we need to lose them? That's dumb.
I'm with you.
You're right.
Mike, any closing arguments?
I don't think we need to lose a game. This team has been battle tested in every way possible. So this is different. This is not a team that's riding winning by 30 points a game and they think they're invincible. This is a team that knows that they're winning by teamwork and hard work and by not quitting. So I'm with David on that. But here's the cool thing for me. First of all, I'm so excited about this win. This is probably the happiest win since the Chiefs. But it's great to look at the new playoff picture now on NFL.com, and this literally says this. It says Broncos in orange. Okay, so they even have the color on there, and then everyone else is listed in the hunt. So they've changed it now. So it used to be like the playoffs.
Oh, because we've clinched. It's about clinching.
And so now the Rams and us are now clinched. And so they've got blue over there for the Rams and orange on the AFC side. So all the rest of you schmoes are in the hunt with the rest of them. And the Broncos are in. It's as cool as it gets. It's 12-2. I can't even remember the last time we looked like this. And it's amazing, and it makes watching football and getting up Monday morning so much better. So super psyched for all of Broncos country and for everybody in the chat watching this show. Congratulations, man. Enjoy it.
Likewise. David, do you have any business you got to knock out?
Oh, yeah. I'll do this real quick.
Out and then I'll wrap this
want to shout out. Yeah, thanks for letting me do this. Want to shout out Kalshi, baby. I made some money on the Broncos getting this upset. I was posting about it all week. Use my promo code DTB. Get a $10 bonus when you deposit 10. Okay, and let's get rich together. I already got money down on the Broncos for winning the Super Bowl, and their odds are going to continue to go up, so get in on it before the odds get too high. You can get a nice little payout. You can even make predictions on the weather or the price of Bitcoin, but I like to stick with sports because I think that's fun. So head over to Kalshi. thank you guys so much for allowing me to read this while I am while we're co-streaming. Thank you to you guys, and thank you to all the new followers. Please go follow my friends Zach at Let's Talk Broncos and Mike over at Mile High Monsters. A link is in the description for both of their channels.
Awesome.
Thank
Thanks.
you, David, as always. Everybody, please support everyone. Yeah, Let's Talk Broncos here. Mile High, wait, shoot, let me get this. Mile High Monsters. And then we got David. Yeah, David Talks Broncos, David Talks Bus. Check us all out. Links in the descriptions. What am I looking? Oh, yeah. What I wanted to close this out with here, the Denver Broncos, because the Athletic's good about updating their playoff simulator model. As it stands right now, the Broncos have a 64% chance of earning the #1 seed.
Wow.
That's pretty damn cool. It's like 2 out of 3 chance, damn near. If the Broncos beat the Jags, or actually, let's just do this. If the Broncos beat the Chiefs, if we can just lock up a win over Gardner Minshew, which you can't do. You got to earn every win in the NFL, yada, yada. If they beat the Chiefs, jumps to 86% for the 1 seed. It's pretty damn cool. Just because that's not the chronological order of things. Chiefs game is the second game remaining. They take care of business this upcoming week against the Jags. Also jumps up to 85, 86% for the 1 seed. So, man, they are right there. The Bills came through big today.
Mhm.
Got to watch out for those Chargers a little bit, but things are looking pretty good. Everyone savor this. And until this time next week, let's go Broncos.
Go Broncos.
Broncos.
Let's go.
Go.